Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, RegisKillbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is my latest Decksperiment, where I take a fun or crazy or wacky idea for a deck, sometimes even a good idea for a deck, and I build it live on the spot and then test it out live on the spot too, to see if that idea has any merits, to see if that particular deck idea can work. And this time around, due to the impending nerf to Quest Rogue, I thought I would try a control Quest Rogue. So a Quest Rogue that's a little bit slower, that can take a little more time to play the nerfed version of the quest, to see if that's something that could still work. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into that deck creation process as it was recorded live on my Twitch stream. What I want to do today is try to make a Quest Rogue deck that's not as aggressive and fast as the current iteration of Quest Rogue, because as I'm sure you guys saw, of course, the Rogue Quest, where's it at? Caverns Below is getting nerfed soon. I don't know when it gets nerfed, but essentially you're going to have to play 5 minions instead of 4, which means it's going to be a lot slower. And in fact, I think the iteration of Quest Rogue we know today is going to die. I don't think it's going to be a thing once the nerf hits, just because I think it will break up the consistency of the deck that little bit. It'll be 1 turn harder, 1 turn slower. It'll lose some win rate percentages, and it's, you know, it's not on average strong enough right now anyway. But of course, the implication of making it a little slower means that maybe if you redesign the deck a little bit and you make the deck slower and give it a different series of tools and maybe make it a little better in a slower control style matchup, maybe you can still benefit from the quest, but you can do so in a way that isn't all in on activating it early and going crazy with chargers and really cheap battlecry minions. Maybe instead it's about, you know, just value in the late game, because everything you play, like Death Rattle minions for instance, if they summon small tokens, they might instead be 5/5s, that kind of thing. So I don't know exactly what this is going to look like, but we're going to start trying to build a Quest Rogue that is more control oriented as opposed to more, you know, aggression oriented. So, I mean, of course, the first thing you need is bounce cards in any Quest Rogue deck. That's not going to change. I think we still have to run those because we do have to get to 4. And theoretically, since we are kind of designing this for the nerf, you kind of probably even want to get to 5, right? Like, this is going to be not the perfect test because, of course, we're not to the nerf yet, but nonetheless, we want to have the tools necessary to get ourselves there. So that's the standard complement of return cards right now, bounce cards. But there's actually another one I've been thinking about that I'd kind of like to play in a more control version of Quest Rogue, and that's Shadowcaster, right? This is another one that doesn't return a minion to your hand, but does in fact let you make a copy, which means you can play that copy, and it does have the same name, so it's another way to activate the quest because you're playing minions of the same name. Plus, of course, the downside for this card was always that it's a 1/1 minion that you copy and play again. But imagine in a world where you've already activated the quest and you draw this later, suddenly this is play a 1-mana 5/5 with whatever, you know, effect or death rattle you might have anyway. So I think it gets a little better even in a control Quest Rogue environment. So to me, this is sort of the key central card to making a control quest version of this deck work. But from here, I gotta be honest, I don't really know where to go. I don't know what's next. So we're gonna have to just basically do what we always do with the Decksperiment, which is just kind of look through these cards and see what makes sense for us and see what we like. We have to keep in mind a couple things though, as Swarming Demons and TR Senio Hearthstone have both followed, so thanks for the follows, guys. We have to keep a couple things in mind. We do have to have some control tools, right? We need to be able to keep up with our opponents and not die because we're not going all in quite like normal. So we need some stuff like backstabs and eviscerates probably. I went ahead and tossed in a Swashbuckler just because this is a value generating card. If we do have 1/1s in this deck, really cheap stuff that will eventually be 5/5s, I think they can't just be about instant effects. I think they have to give us some sort of value back to the deck. So Swashbuckler does actually accomplish that, right? Because it's more than just a 1/1. it's also doing some cool stuff after the quest is complete. So I really like that as an option. I think we still run Mimic Pods probably in this list, although you can see that our list is already getting really full. So we're going to have to pull back somehow, somewhere along the way. But I'm just looking through here, like, what other cards would make a lot of sense for us. I mean, Valspine Slayer is clearly a good control card. It's not bad when it comes back as a 5/5, so that might be an option. The Maxwell 1111, thanks for the follow too, man. I'm going to probably not be focusing a ton on chat right now, guys, while I move through this deck, so forgive me if I miss you a little bit right now. I promise I'll try to catch up a little later and chat with you guys, but don't fret. So AC asked a really good question, which I think is an important one for this deck. At the late game, do you really want all your minions to be 5/5s? Well, you can still have a lot of good 5/5s, right? If they have cool effects and summon multiple bodies, like, that's still a good thing. Like, 5/5s are still valuable, especially if you can swarm the board with them. So, for instance, I still think the deck would want to run, like, Fireflies and Igneous Elementals, because you can still just summon a lot of bodies off these, right? But again, we're going to have to tone back a little bit, because we've got a really full complement of cards. But, you know, if you can play 3 5/5s on turn 9, that's still a pretty good play in the scheme of things. So, I don't know. We'll see. In other words, I don't think we're going to be running stuff like, you know, we're not going to toss in Volcanosaurs or Medivh or whatever, because these would get worse as 5/5s, right? We're still going to be running low-cost cards. We're just hoping to have enough card draw, enough cycle, enough movement in our deck to keep them all relevant and be able to play multiple things in any given turn. But of course, all that said, this is a theoretical experiment, right? Like, we don't actually know if any of this works. It's a Decksperiment. So you might be right. Like, that could very well be the case, that we just we run out of enough bodies and it's not good in a control environment, or maybe we built it wrong and didn't get it right. But see, like, stuff like Acolyte of Pain, for instance. This card becomes pretty cool as a 5/5 because it's just that much harder to answer, probably. It becomes a threat of its own. Trying to look at other cards that could be really good as 5/5s, stuff that's kind of really good. Basically, we're looking for cards with good effects, with really powerful effects that have bad stats, right? Because we're going to ignore the stats. We don't care about the stats. So like a 5-mana 1/1 that did something awesome would be really powerful for us, because we don't care if it's a 1/1. We care about the awesome effect that it has. So for instance, Morose, which was something people played around with a lot when this deck first launched, because it seemed like it was just an obvious thing, but it turned out to be way too slow for the traditional version of Quest Rogue. Might actually work in a more control-y style of Quest Rogue, right? You never know. So stuff like that is awesome. Stuff like maybe Defender of Argus, for instance. This card's more about its effect than its stats, so you'd be gaining quite a few stats by running that, and I think that could make a big difference. But as you can see, we're actually at 30 cards right now, so I do think we need to tweak this list. I don't think this is everything that we want. For instance, maybe we don't actually need Shadow Steps in this deck, as insane as that sounds, because they're such a key card for the regular Quest Rogue. We're not really trying to complete it that quickly, right? We're not going to go ham with Shadow Steps. We can rely on Shadowcasters and Brewmasters and Ferrymans to do it a little more slowly, because we're not trying to burn the quest by turn 5. So maybe we look for more raw value than what Shadow Step provides, because remember, we also just don't have that many like Battle Cry cards that do something really important to Shadow Step multiple times. And in fact, maybe we don't even need Vanish, right? How many bounces does this give us? 2, 4, 6. And we only need 4, right? Is that not enough? Perhaps not enough. Perhaps not enough. Just trying to think. But if we do go, like, we could just maybe try to always do Igneous Elementals, for instance, because we have 6 Igneous Elementals plus 6 bounces. Like, what if it's just always Flame Elementals that activate our quest? What if that's our plan? Maybe that's a little too narrow, but again, we're going to have time. As long as we have enough card draw in the deck, we're going to have time. So maybe we don't need preps. Maybe we're not trying to prep out the quest. Maybe we'd be better off with Shadow Steps instead of preps. I don't know. Can't really think. Can't decide. But this is kind of the, this is the whole point, is trying to figure it out. See, Sergeant Sally's recommendation, that's good. Some people agree with Morose there. It's not a bad idea. Onyxia is a cool idea. Like, you get all the giant 5/5s all at once. Like, that's a cool idea. So, some of you guys are getting it. I think, well, most of you guys are probably getting it. But all really good suggestions. So, let's see. I've never even played with Sally in my life. I have her, but I've never played her. This becomes a pretty interesting card when it's a 5/5, right? Plus, it's a Death Rattle minion, so I'm kind of seeing a theme here with Death Rattles, guys. So I think maybe that means this, doesn't it? Because we have Sally, we have Igneous Elemental. And maybe there's other Death Rattles that make a lot of sense with our deck, too. Right? For instance, Jade Swarmer becomes really intriguing. Even if it's not about Jades, right? It's just 2 5/5s. Late in the game, right? It's 2 5/5s, and that's kind of cool. And then even on the N'Zoth turn, like, you kill a 5/5, and guess what? You got another 5/5. So maybe we toss in a Jade Swarmer. The only problem with that is it's really not good outside of that, is it? It's just a 1/1 and a 2/2. Like, we'd get to a total of 4 on our Jades, 4/4 Jades. Not totally sure that's worth it, but, like, what about Runic Egg or Blood Mage Thalnos, for instance? Like, a 5/5 Thalnos sounds crazy. Loot Hoarders, we need card draw in this deck, too, for sure. I know that. We want to have card draw. Shadowcaster, we can play even more Death Rattles, right? We can do more Death Rattle stuff. I think we cut the Acolytes if we're going to have all this other card draw, like Loot Hoarders and stuff. But I think I'd rather have tokens than, for instance, Eggnapper, right? It's a 5/5 that summons 2 5/5s when it dies. I think that's a little bit more exciting than, like, Loot Hoarder. Twilight Summoner's a 5/5 that summons a 5/5. I don't know if that's good enough. Fested Tauren's kind of intriguing. But what does N'Zoth summon right now? Sally, Igneous Elementals, Eggnappers, all of which are 5/5s that give me more 5/5s. Thalnos is a 5/5 suddenly with N'Zoth. That's all kind of intriguing. Kind of like this. Kind of like this. Remove Mimic Pod, too slow. Yeah, I kind of like that suggestion, Asmodai. I was kind of thinking about this card, too, because we're not really trying to hit anything big, and it's just... I mean, we could have 3 N'Zoths, I guess, occasionally, but I think you might be right. It might just be too slow. I mean, our curve, though, is actually pretty fast, because we do have some early game bodies, and this kind of stuff's good against Pirates, right? Like, we can go ham with Pirates here. Occasionally, we're just going to hit the nuts with, like, double Shadow Step, double Ferryman, or whatever. Complete the quest early, and do the standard Quest Rogue thing. But then other times we're going to rely on Shadowcaster value with all these, like, Engineers and N'Zoths and... Do we have that many good Shadowcaster targets, though? Igneous Elementals, Moreau... Like, I guess everything becomes pretty good whenever it's a 5/5, doesn't it? Swashbucklers even, that kind of stuff would be really cool, so... Yeah. I think this might be enough Death Rattles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6. Yeah, that's more than enough. Okay, okay. So what do we want to use to fill out this deck list? Undercity Hucksters actually are pretty cool too. 2 mana 5/5s. Plus they're really good with Shadowcaster because they just generate value. I kind of like that. Plus we need early game. The question is, do we have enough card draw? We have a lot of cards that are low cost. And the curve is very, very busted here for early game. 2, 3... It's card generation, not card draw. I don't think we have enough card draw, guys. We might have to add in Loot Hoarders. Or maybe like Hallucinations. Fan of Knives actually might be okay. We don't have preps, so it gets a little worse. Maybe like Shaku? It's not card draw, but it's card generation. Still, Loot Hoarders kind of make sense. I'm not sure. I think we need more Shadowcaster minions. Like good Battlecry stuff. To, you know, those 1 mana Battlecries are so good if you can do it. So for instance, or actually combo too, because like SI7 Agent is really, really good, for instance, with Shadowcaster. Oh, Valspine Slayer would be pretty good too. Maybe we cut the Hucksters and go like this. 1 Vilespine and double SI. That helps the curve a little bit. You can see we kind of flattened out the 2 drops. A little more meat at the 3-drop range. The question still, though, is this just kind of a conglomerate of a bunch of different junk, or is there actually some sense to this? Is there something happening here that makes sense? Probably not. Honestly, probably not. Just looking at other Battlecry minions here that might make some sense for us with Shadowcaster. You know, Shadowcaster's interesting. You could, like... Well, I guess that wouldn't help. I was thinking you could copy a Bouncer and use it to bounce a minion multiple times, but then you could also just copy the minion itself, so I don't know. Still not opposed to a Defender Vargas, but I actually think we have an early enough curve to handle aggression. I honestly want to cut like Eviscerates almost. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like we're close. Because, you know, we don't have maybe enough card draw, but with all the bounces, we can always bounce card generation cards. Bounce Burglars, bounce Engineers, so on and so forth. I just don't know if we have the pieces to get to late game. Like, can we even get to N'Zoth? Are we just going to run out of gas with a bunch of 1/1s and stuff if we don't complete the quest? That's what I'm most worried about right now. Is like, are we actually going to get to N'Zoth? 5/5 Leroy Jenkins, that's... I don't think that's it. Is there any... Something like, for instance, Corrupted Seer. Low stats but good effect is kind of intriguing. That's not bad. Big Time Racketeer is kind of interesting. Primordial Drake is cool. I mean, a 5/5 version is not that great, but Onyxia was one idea. That would give us kind of 2 big finisher turns and control matchups. But then again, we have like Morose. I don't know that we need that. Replace Caverns from Below for Ultrasaur. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it. I don't think that's going to be the trick. I kind of want to try this list, guys. Again, I really don't know if we're close, but there's some things here that make sense together. It kind of fits the conceit of the idea, which is to build a more control-oriented quest rogue. So let's just do it. I think we've spent long enough here building this deck. I just want to see some gameplay, and I'm sure you guys are feeling the same way. So let's try this out on the ranked ladder. Let me also start getting a deck tracker rolling here so you guys can follow along. Alright, let me see if I can catch up on chat a little bit. My god, you guys, there's a lot of chat. Sorry I missed it. I like to focus on the deck there so people don't get too bounced around. But, let's see. A lot of good suggestions. A lot of good suggestions. Somebody called Eggnapper. I think Doppelgangster is a little too slow. I see that question. I think it's probably just a tad slow. Silde Moss says, hey, Regis, love your videos on YouTube and just starting to get into Twitch. Well, welcome, dude. A couple people say they don't like Thalnos. I kind of like Thalnos, though. We have backstabs and eviscerates. That's sort of the core Thalnos pieces you care about. Plus, remember, it's a loot hoarder, basically, in this deck, right? We thought about loot hoarders. Because remember, a 2/1 versus a 1/1 doesn't matter if you've done the quest. So it's a loot hoarder with some other upside. Elemental Mage, cool.
Here we go.
So I don't know what we don't really see the quest pieces yet. Like, I don't see a line to quest. I think we're going to have to play this pretty carefully about completing the quest, right? Remember, we're not in a rush. We can throw out this Swashbuckler. We don't have to make Swashbuckler our card. We can make any card our card. As long as we find enough bounce, that's when I think we can go. This dude is just going all in on his Ellies. I like it. Gonna play Eggnapper into this stuff. It's not very good though, so we'll probably Swashbuckler. We didn't run a patches, I realized, with this Swashbuckler. That might be a mistake. Let's see what we get here. I mean, Eggnapper's honestly not that bad if we backstab, because then the 1/2, or he could ping trade, I guess, for a little bit of value. Let's just see what we get off Swashbuckler. We're not in a hurry. Okay, that's a card. Again, I'm going to take it slow here. Let's see. This deck will not work because you don't have much removal. 2 board presence before quest completion and lacks heal after quest completion. Perhaps all viable concerns, Chi-Bai. Perhaps all viable concerns, but we'll see. Somebody said patches, yeah. Somebody favors Acolyte, 5/5 Runic Egg. We talked about that one a little bit. Best class is Scout says, oh, best class is Scout says Quest Rogue. Most annoying thing I've been going against. Yeah, hopefully this version would be a little less annoying. You're gonna need 2 copies of Ultra Sword there. Cut Agent for another Vile Spine. I think about adding Silence of some kind. Both reasonable ideas, I think. Don't put combo cards. Why not? We have plenty of comboable stuff. We have a lot of low-cost cards here, guys. I think combo is just fine. This is not really going to make very many good trades, but just need to get something out. Death Rattle minions, I mean, don't really make sense with bounce effects, by the way, just for the record. Like, that's kind of a fault of the deck, perhaps, is that you don't want to bounce Death Rattle stuff. You want to, I mean, we have enough cards to bounce. We're eventually just going to pick one to bounce once we get to 4 bounce cards, right? But they really don't go together. You don't want to bounce Death Rattles because you want them to die. Take off your glasses. No, I already did earlier. I almost ruined the stream. Regis, if you played Jade Rogue, I have actually. Yeah, I played a little bit last season. It was fun. Oh, Deck Tracker. Yeah. Thank you. Let me get that back up. One second here, guys. Let's see if this works. It might go pink. Yeah, that's good though. We want it to go pink. There we go. Okay, so what happened here? I didn't really get to see, but looks like he made some trades and stuff, all of which are fine. We can kill this if we combo the SI, so we might as well just Thalnos SI trade. I think it's fine. I think that's fine. You're thinking about too much late game. Really? We have 1 card that costs more than 5 mana. I don't know if that's true. I think this is a very low curve deck, guys. A lot of people are saying, I need more early game or need more heal, but we should be able to out-tempo almost anything, or at least keep up a little bit with tempo. I mean, look how low cost this is. And it's, I mean, some of it's bounce cards, right, that are probably not great early tempo cards, but still, the double SIs with all these Fireflies and backstabs and eviscerates, like, we shouldn't fall too far behind in the early board. Assuming, you know, reasonable draws, but you can't really play against bad draws. Does he know that he has to play the minions? No, I've never played Quest Rogue before. Never played Quest Rogue before. I don't know anything about Hearthstone. Yes, of course I don't have to play the minions. That's why we have so many bounce cards. We need an Evis, really. We could try to make Novice our bounce here. It'd be pretty good in a control matchup. Like, we only have 1 bounce, so we'd have to sit on her a while. I mean, we also could still have the Flame Elementals, too, is always a backup option, assuming we hit the Igneous. Let's just see what we draw first, and then we can go from there. Like, I'd love to see an Eviscerate. Sergeant Sally doesn't help us right now. We could also try to bounce SIs later, but I think we just need to kill that darn thing right now.
Hey, lights out.
Question is, would we rather have 2 minions here, or he's like full elementals? It seems like he's pretty aggressive. I think we'd rather have this than just a weapon. Get some stats out there. This deck would be awesome with Shadowcaster Bran. Yeah, Bran would help a lot, actually. Bran would be insane. Yeah, I don't know if we need Vanish or not. We had it for a while. Perhaps we do. Not opposed to thinking that still. Like I said, we're just seeing what works right now. Regis, if you play Tetris, it's lots of fun. It's been a while, I'll say that. It's been a long time since I played Tetris. I certainly have played it, but it's been a very long... This guy's gonna have completed it sooner than us with all these freaking flame elementals, dude. I think we can just go stats here. We're actually on 2 for SI, so if we can find 2 more bounces for SI. I'm already a little stressed about our card draw situation. I don't know. Like, we've had a pretty... We're already light on cards here. And it's, I mean, there's a lot of stuff we draw that doesn't help that case, right? And we actually have already bounced a novice, so if we can go on this route, we should be fine, but I'm a little bit worried about that. We're on turn 7, though, so N'Zoth is, like, already a card that's relevant. In this particular game, we haven't played this on Death Battles yet. But, well, we would get a few things back. We get a couple Egg Nappers and a Thalnos, theoretically. But I'd like to see another bounce card. Get some card draw rolling with this. That was kind of our thing. We said, I don't think we have enough card draw, but if we can bounce our card draw cards and card generation cards, we should be okay. So we'll see if that conceit comes true or not. I don't know. Will you open a GVG pack when they'll come to the shop? Yeah, definitely. I will do both GVG and TGT pack openings when they become available again. In fact, I'm looking forward to it a ton. Looking forward to it a ton. It's going to be great. Alright, so we did talk about that. I mean, we can play this other novice. I think we might even have to. It's very risky because it's our bounce card, but of course we do have another. And we don't have to make that our bounce card, although at some point we're going to be iffy if we don't, because we don't have enough. We have, what, 2 Shadow Steps, 2 Youthfuls. So we could still get to 4, and of course there's always the Flame Elemental route too. So I suppose we just have to. We need to find an answer here. That's actually really good draw. Swashbucklers maybe okay. Let's see. I don't think we can clear anyway, so let's just play this junk. Fireball. That's interesting. I think just in case he has AoE, I'm going to make this trade, right? I don't really know what his deck's about because he's running Elemental Mage, something you don't see every day, so. How long will the packs be available? I don't actually know the answer to that question. I don't think that's been said yet. Hello, what did I miss? Says Derplord. We're trying to make Control Quest... Oh, that's not a good sign. That's horrifying. Can we kill this guy? Ooh. We might be able to kill this guy this turn. No, the quest will be too expensive. We cut the preps, so that's a concern, but you kind of assume we'd have enough mana. Regardless, if we're going to trade into that anyway... No, we're not, because we're going to do the quest. Ooh, Shadowcaster's another bounce. I forgot that was another bounce option. Totally forgot. So I think we'll just quest Fireball. And we're probably dead, but just in case somehow it matters, I'm going to trade into that. Hey, N'Zoth quest Rogue, that's right. Fireball's the best card in the game. That's an argument to be made. It's very, very good. It's definitely one of the better classic basic cards, free cards in the game. And it looked like we were down and out, which we might still be totally dead, but suddenly it looks like we're going to win. From what we can tell, at least. Who knows if we actually will win. But based on what we can see, looks pretty good. Some might say lucky top decks there. Maybe, but we had a lot of lucky top decks, right? We had like 5 or 6 bounce cards, so who knows. Never AFK to a Twitch subscriber. Oh, really? We just got BM'd that hard? Oh, maybe it's Ice Block? No, that's another possible. Flame Geyser. Oh, no, he's one off! Wow, that sucks for him. It's awesome for me. He's probably trying to force the concede. He can't be that upset. It's like, yeah, we're playing Quest Rogue, but come on, dude. It's obviously not regular Quest Rogue. Give me some slack for building an awesome different version, right? Like, cut me something here. Give me a little love for not playing traditional Quest Rogue on day 2 of the ladder, right? Anyway, I should answer Never AFK2's question, not just brag about him being a sub, one of the first 17 RegisKillbin subscribers on Twitch. But anyway, he says, I made it to level 14 last month using your budget elemental shaman deck, my highest ranking yet, so thank you. No problem, Never AFK. Appreciate it. What server are you playing? This is NA. Draconid Operative, best card in the game. Maybe Patches. 2 more really, really good cards. No doubt about that. 100% win rate, that's right. Rip that guy. Yeah. That was pretty good, guys. I enjoyed that. Deck needs Amibar Ambusher. Wow, I forgot that was a card. Totally forgot that was a thing. I wonder how on tilt we put people when we play the quest, but then it's like, oh, we're not actually quest, don't worry, dude. We can kind of fake it, though, a little bit, although no patches. We probably should run patches, honestly. Just for aggro matchups. I feel like it'd be pretty good. Man, Coin SI is kind of intriguing. Because SI could almost be my bounce card. But honestly, probably just Swashbuckler, Coin, Youthful's better. Because we already have 2 bouncers, so we'll get to 3 on this Swashbuckler. Plus, this just lines up the trade nicely. It's a good card. We might just curve out a little bit here, in fact. That's also intriguing. Let's see. Oh, cool. Thanks. Again, he probably thinks we care about that, but we actually don't care. Backstab weapon lets me clear a little bit, so or also actually backstab SI does. Yeah, let's just backstab SI to get some stats out, right?
This guy's toast.
Probably was not expecting the SI7 agent to come down in Quest Rogue. It's not something you typically see. We can get to 3 Swashbucklers here. Basically just looking for 1 more bounce card and we're good to go on Quest. Yeah, that's not a great turn, really. You got a decent hand. Oh, that's not good, though. We don't need that yet. Holy Fire is intriguing. So we'll save this because we don't know that it's going to live, right? There's like Potion of Madness and stuff. What did I miss, says Andre Muratov? Not much, dude. Just trying to build a crazy deck and make it work. You know how it is. Shadowcaster actually would give me an extra bounce here, which is cool. But instead we just get this and we win the game.
Welcome! Boys, make some room by the hearth, won't ya?
Hey, Red Shadow 2099, thank you for the Twitch subscription, dude. Appreciate it. Much love. Welcome to the club. Keep an eye out, by the way, on your... Keep an eye out on your Twitch messages. I'll be sending you some details about some cool bonuses you get as a RegisKillbin subscriber. Later today after the stream, you're going to get access to my RegisKillbin Discord channel and some future stuff as well. So it's going to be some cool bonuses in there for you. Also, eventually, you're going to get an emote that looks a little bit something like this, but it's going to be orange instead of like these are the sort of golden and silver ones. What just happened? It's on my board. It's intriguing. We don't really have to quest yet, right? Like, we can take a second. We don't have any minions anyway to benefit from it, so... Lightwell is actually intriguing, though. 5/5 Lightwell's not the worst thing ever. We could just play the Operative. It does trade fairly well, but it dies to Shadow Word Death is the problem. We could just play the Quest as well. It's not that bad, but... Let's just get this off. He may not have another minion to reload with, and then the Operative suddenly gets a lot better, so... Quest done, but no board to benefit from it. Yeah, right? He shredded my board. I didn't even really see it happen. I guess a lot of stuff had 2 health. Yeah, everything had 2 health, obviously, so that's a little sad. Quest Evis might be a thing. Quest double Firefly actually is probably just the right play here, though. Couple 5/5s. Give him some trouble. N'Zoth is not active yet, right? We don't have anything yet. Yeah, no N'Zoth minions. N'Zoth is a 10 mana 5/5. That's pretty hilarious. I gotta be honest with you, I did not know that it showed the cards as 5/5s. Oh, I guess I did, but it always shows them as green, usually, I think, when they're smaller minions. Yeah, that's why it looks different. I was like, why does it show them as standard 5/5s? That's because the stats are decreasing, not increasing. That's the difference. He's not going to expect these Eviscerates to light up his value board here. That is actually probably the best draw in our deck. I think we still have to kill this. Like, card draw is a bit of a problem, but he's going to have trouble dealing damage to his own dudes. Unless he runs like Wild Pyromancer or something. He's gonna heal my dude instead. That's fine. What's he looking for here? A pack? Ungoro pack, maybe? So we can play 4 more 5/5s. Pretty good, it seems like. Shadowcaster is also insane, but I wish we had it for the Death Rattle dude. That would have been nuts. Yeah, maybe we just play... I mean, this is really good with N'Zoth, but that's unlikely to happen, just because N'Zoth is unlikely to live. I think we can just play these and save this for value later, right? Like, I don't think we need to do that now. Dragonfire Potion's a little risky, but we do actually have the Operative to sort of make us slightly more immune to it, so he may have trouble clearing the board. We'll have to wait and see. Love this deck! Played a good bit of it myself. How is that possible? I love the immunity here, dude. It's great. Malogs says, I followed you when you were offline. Please say thanks to Malogs for the follow. For sure thing, Malogs. Thanks for the follow, Malogs. Oh, he whiffed! That's rare. He doesn't know our deck at all, of course, because we have an insane deck. This is a crazy play. It's less crazy than normal because, you know, we only have 1 Death Rattle, but normally it's an insane play. Guys, have we made something cool? Guys, did we make something cool? Can somebody tell me, confirm, that we made something cool? Don't think N'Zoth makes much sense. What? Did you see what just happened? Did you see this? N'Zoth makes all the sense! Well, this is a problem. We can copy it, but we can't combo it. What is this secret, we think? Mirror Entity, maybe? I guess, honestly, I wish I could kill this first. I can't really, though. Oh, I can, actually. I can kill it first. We just can't play N'Zoth right now, if I do. I think we're gonna Vile Spy on our own minion, right?
Aha!
Is this just a stupid play? I don't think it is, since we have the N'Zoth in hand. I think it's actually an insane play. I think it's actually an insane play, right? Because this gives me 2 more of those off N'Zoth, and this is basically how we get enough value to win the game. Is he? How many freaking Shadow Visions has he played? He's looking for all the Dragonfire potions, probably. No, he got free from Amber off it, so... Is he out of Shadow Visions? He might have one more Shadow Visions card. Oh my god, Ysera, dude. It's annoying. Oh no! I goofed! I thought we were... Oh, I goofed. Shoot! I gave him a Ysera. Crap! We can't kill it now. Oh man. Just flying so fast I didn't even think about it. I was gonna pull this back and kill the Ysera, obviously, but instead maybe we can just kill him. Let's put him on a Ysera Awakens clock, right? He can actually heal face a little bit though. Let's do this instead. Since we kind of goofed the turn a little bit. We should have just won the game right there, basically. We might have even had lethal if I'd thought about it, but no, probably not. No instant damage, so. No instant damage. That's probably a good sign here. That's good. That's good. This got really good all of a sudden, though, now, too. How many of these have died? A bunch, right? We're just gonna keep getting bodies all day, every day. This is actually crazy. This is actually crazy. Come on, guys. Come on. This is crazy. Ysera Awakens puts him at 1. We don't actually have lethal from that. But look how many minions we get back. They're all going to be 5/5s. Hope he saves some... No way, are we dead, right? No. I don't even care if we win. We should have won because we would have won the game if I hadn't goofed, right? I think we're going to lose now. But he's got Nightmare, maybe? Double Nightmare? No, Power Word Shield. He's just healing up a bunch. That's fine. He's going to run out of dudes, I think. We just need to live through the next 2 turns. But he runs Inner Fire in his deck, so we may not actually live. We might have goofed it. We might have goofed it. This is insane. Oh god. This is insane. I kind of think it's working, right? Like, this game was a win if I hadn't goofed. We might lose now, but we should have won. We should have won. This counts as a victory for the deck. It just counts as a failure for Regis specifically, but it counts as a win for the deck. That's Inner Fire. I think we're dead. No, he may not have it yet. No, he hasn't. We're dead. Oh, no. Shadow Word Painting it. So he's actually looking for answers and just healing right now. Doesn't have any mana left, though. We still won! Guys! Come on! Guys, come on! This is pretty cool. Did you see how many flame elementals we had? I don't know, guys. Is Quest Rogue really dead? Why is my cam so blurry today? What's the deal? I might have autofocus on. Hold up, I need to turn that off. I had to reboot my computer. Sometimes that gets messed up. There, let's turn that off. But guys, come on now. I feel like I'm not getting enough love for this. Is this degenerate? Is this actually worse than normal Quest Rogue? Caverns Below might, or I mean, Eggnabber might be a keep, but I don't think so. Let's look for some bounce. Wow, Quest Rogue unsubbed. Play Ozrock next turn. Yeah, Ozrock would have been pretty fun. No doubt about that. When is the Rogue Quest getting nerfed? I don't actually know when it's getting nerfed. I'm not sure yet. So we got 1 bounce. Man, guys, that was crazy. There's a lot of actual internal synergies here, right? Like, we've got the crazy Igneous Elemental plays we've already seen. We've got, like, N'Zoth Shadow Step, which is insane. All these token minions being 5/5s. Giant body summoning. Like, killing your own Igneous to get another body from N'Zoth was cool. Yeah, I thought so too. Like, wasn't that awesome? We could do some fancy backstab stuff, or we could just coin the SI. And I think coin the SI is fine. Next turn we can swashbuckle gadgets in.
This guy's toast.
Might be hard to get value from that coin later. So we know he has a Pyros coming, but there's nothing really we can do about that or worry about it. Regis, you're supposed to destroy them, not join them. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Well, obviously this is not your traditional, not your traditional quest rogue, guys.
Lights out.
We're not looking to kill this guy in a hurry, so I'm just gonna make some trades. Like, we don't know what he's about just yet, so all that face damage could make a difference for all we know, really. It's just, let's just play it straight. Blue Heaven and 5 Chromosomes and the Smork Show and DAF17, guys, thanks for the follow. Sorry I missed you a little earlier. Got caught up in that game. That was crazy fun, so you're gonna have to forgive me. Hey guys, is Murloc Paladin good enough on the ladder without Finja? You can probably still make it work. A lot of times it just curves out. Finja is just kind of a backup plan. Contingency style card. Frostbolt? Flame Geyser. Ooh, 0 mana Flame Geyser. Cool. And Frostbolt. Right. Igneous is a fantastic draw. This might actually be worth it, you know, like we kind of already bounced him, so it's a little bit like we're kind of committed, so I don't know. The same, typically in Quest Rogue you wouldn't want to play your go for bounce minion, like the minion you've designated as your bounce card. But we're not a traditional Quest Rogue deck, so I don't really know if we need to follow those rules quite so strictly. Would you suggest for me to buy Unguro packs, says All Luck No Skill, which are on sale, or should I buy classic packs which are not on sale? Well, it just depends if you need Unguro cards or not. I mean, if you need Unguro cards, they're going to do a lot of work for you, for sure. Our hand is pretty garbage. We might have to swashbuckle here. We can go in on something else later, like Igneous. Flame Elementals is another option too, you know. Like, we don't have to. I think we just need to make sure we don't fall too far behind here. Let's just try this, see what happens. Hero Power Arcane Explosion might just be better. Although every point of face damage really matters, so let's just do this. He's gonna think, oh my god, I'm killing the swashbuckler, this idiot left it out there to rot, which is sort of true, and he should. Because he thinks, as far as he knows, that's the card we're in on, which right now we are. But I think we have another line that we're going to take, so should be okay. We could Vile Spine that, but we don't really need to, right? We can just backstab Evisit and save a resource and get the weapon out. So I think we'll do that, and then we can Vile Spine later. It's going to be a little hard to combo in future turns, granted. But we actually can combo it even next turn if we need to. And this allows me to push a lot of damage through. Can I have your opinion on this Jade Control deck? Hey, send it to me on Twitter. I don't have a lot of time to look at decks while I'm on stream. But if you send it to me on Twitter, I'm happy to take a look for you and leave a comment or two. So, InCon HD. Just find me on Twitter there, and there's a link right below me, and send it to me, and you'll be good to go. Or in a message on Twitch too is fine. Whatever. I can't believe he left that out there a turn, by the way. Oh man, he already sent a fireball face, but now he's fireballing minions. I think that's a little inconsistent. I don't know if I like that.
Here we go.
Might actually save this for combo. I can't believe I got to run Sergeant Sally in the deck. That makes me really excited. If I buy the first wing and axe with money, can I buy the other wings with gold when the wild cards will be re-available? I think so. I don't really know all those rules very well, though, to be honest with you. Somebody in chat will probably know better than I will. Oh, man. Oh, man. We're going to get some value here. Arcane Explosion, Vile Spine, trade. Trade with a weapon. Yeah, that should be fine. So we're at 3 of these bad boys. 1 bounce card puts me on quest, right? So we just need 1 bounce. Any bounce. Shadowcaster even will be fine. Regis, could you try Pyros and Azoth? Probably someday, yeah. That sounds fun. I feel like it'd be really hard to build a deck fast enough to do that. Like, to keep up with that. Like, it's just really slow. But it'd be fun to try, that's for sure. N'Zoth right now has, what, just an Igneous Elemental. Not particularly great at this point, but probably something you could actually do. Falnos, Eggnapper, probably all fine. Just trade. We're at the point now where we can just kind of lead him out, I think. He's out of cards. We can play 1 of these. We need to save 1, though, just in case, for the bounce to get the quest here, right? So we're at 2 out of 4, so we need just 1 bounce. We're good to go. And now he's going face again. What is going on here? I guess there's no good target, so that makes sense. Ooh, that's a good one, because that's unavoidable damage. That's annoying for me. Ooh, little does he know killing those actually helps me here. Ooh, even better. But that thing is still fairly scary. And this is admittedly not the best bounce target. What if we just trade N'Zoth, guys? I get quite a few things back. And it probably makes him nervous about his health. And then next turn we can quest with perhaps a N'Zoth board of tokens and Flame Ellies. The question is, I could also do it now and do 10 to his face. Actually, we could do 14 to his face. I guess we do it now. We just do it now. We can still N'Zoth next turn too. But this puts him on a clock where he pretty much has to win the game now, so... Don't act frustrated like I'm playing normal. That's actually the thing that's going to trigger me most. Is people acting like I'm playing a regular quest rogue. As if they're, like, really on tilt, because I'm just, like, playing the regular deck. Yeah, we already N'Zoth Shadow Stepped last time, but the stats just weren't going to be that good. So he needs, like, double Fireball, but he can't do that. He can't Pyro for the win, so... he can Ice Block to a win, maybe. We can't kill our own Sergeant Sally for the board clear, though, unless he unleashes a minion here. But Ice Block definitely puts him in the game. That would have been cool, guys. Free Flame Strike. Oh, God. That's one way to win, I guess. Doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt. Oh, actually, that helped. That's awesome. Bloodlust is useless. He hasn't played that many spells, right? Like, it's a lot of armor. That doesn't hurt. Oh man, we're getting all the buffs. Second Bloodlust! Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, so he did get a Hunter Secret. But I don't think any Hunter Secret is relevant to this. I think we just win, right? Freezing Trap a little bit. Oh, that's not good. He's suiciding. I think only Freezing Trap is relevant. Guys! Guys, we haven't lost yet. Guys, we haven't lost yet. When did I miss lethal? How so? Thought we counted it. It was just 14. What was the lethal? I got too caught up trying to do fancy stuff. Maybe we didn't count. Didn't we count the Evis lethal? Somebody's gonna have to say it because I don't remember this board saved enough to say, frankly. So, oh, maybe because we traded the 1/1 before the. No, that's not it. Because didn't we have to? No, we could have bounced the same one. We could have played it, bounced it, played it. Maybe we had 15, 19. Yeah, maybe we did. I gotta think about that. We had one flame element on the board. We attacked for 1. But we didn't have to... No, we had to bounce that to kick it off, didn't we? No, we could have played 1, then bounced it, then played it again. Attacked 3 for 5, 15, and then he vis for 4. Was he at 19? Yeah, we might have had it. I was thinking we had to bounce the one that we didn't have to actually bounce. This is clearly going to be our bounce card. most clearly now. Let's go ahead and do this because we don't have a hand.
I hope you like my invention.
Oh god, this is real Quest Rogue now. Real Quest Rogue now. Do you think Secret Paladin's a good deck without Dr. Boom? I can't really tell you, to tell the truth. I don't play enough Wild to say. Don't play enough Wild to tell you. We don't have this yet. We gotta wait a turn here. Oh, that's a good draw. Do links work? Maybe? I don't honestly know. Try and see. Try and see. I can't really tell you. Net decks are for beginners. Well, that's not entirely true. Even pros play net decks to some extent. I guess we have to kill that instead of playing what we want to play, which is annoying. But we can still swashbuckle. See if we get something cool. Actually, that's going to be a better way to kill it, so that's cool. These are the rare moments when people get pissed and scream Nerf into your face. Well, the whole point of this deck is testing whether it will still work after the Nerf. So, they can go ahead and scream that, but I kind of think we're seeing that it might, aren't we? Doesn't it kind of look like it's going to work even after the Nerf now, guys? Should we just clear and develop some minions? We can do this next turn and complete it. We don't have to do it this turn. So if we just clear, like Blood Mage into SI, play quite a bit of dudes here. And it's token, so there's always value in clearing. So next turn we Novice, Youthful Novice, we'd be good to go. That's a good swipe against us. Doesn't get much better, actually. It's sad that he had full swipe and...
I hope you like my invention.
Drink with me, friend.
Prep would sure help this deck, but I don't know if there's room.
My invention.
But still, next turn we can play 2 5/5s and quests, so we should be good. He'll try his hardest to clear here, which he probably can. He's probably got some answer to clear. Although, I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of active stuff. Swipe, no Wrath, so... One thing we don't really want to see is like a Vicious Fledgling. That might be a problem. Bittertide Hydra could be sort of annoying. Living Mana is also annoying. I think we still gotta go, though. But what does Savagor put him at? 14 plus 12 is 26, 27, 28. We can't do anything fancy here, unfortunately. we can almost do something cool here, but we don't have the mana to play Sergeant Sally, Kishwakor, and kill her. But we couldn't kill her anyway because we don't have the damage. So that would be really fun, but it's not something we can do at this point. Let's clear up what I can here. We don't have a ton of burst damage. This might be a problem. He might just be able to go face and end us. We don't have a lot of defensive capability. So a card like Living Mana is one of those few cards that could maybe beat us. I don't know. Innervate Savage Roar is a problem. Yeah, that's what we were worried about. We should be alright. We did the math on 20... No, maybe I left off his 2 there. I think we counted that for once. He might have actually had 29 if we hadn't cleared. I think he did, yeah. He had exact. If we hadn't cleared. Oh my god, seriously? Oh lord. That's why you can't worry about the mana cost there. You kind of have to just believe they have it. We still can't kill her, right? Oh, we almost could, because we could... No, she'd still be a 5/5. So, are we just screwed here? Can we kill enough? We can leave 5, 6 on the board, I think. I don't think we got it, boys. We would need like an SI7 agent to get there. We don't have lethal either. We only have 19 for lethal. Sergeant Sally, there's just no way to kill her, right? I can't kill her. I can only do 4 to her. If we had a Thalnos, we could kill her, which would be insane. Maybe we can feign that we could kill her? Maybe we can trick him. If we had Backstab or Thalnos, we could kill her and clear his board. But instead we can't. I've always wished you could do this. Attack your own guys. Maybe he'll goof and kill her for us accidentally. Maybe he doesn't know that's how it works. He can't play Savage Roar, says XD. He can. Innervate's a card, guys. You always have to count it, even when they are low mana on living mana. You have to count it, guys. In fact, he had double Innervates. Like, he might have had enough for... since we killed one, I think he had enough for double Savage Roar. So... you gotta count the Innervates, guys, just in case. It's not super likely, but he actually had both there, so we definitely were smart to play around it. Because otherwise, right, we could have done, I think, 15 to face and put him on a 2-turn clock. But if we hadn't cleared, we would have been dead. He had exactly 29. Because remember, he left us at 4, and we killed 1, 2, that would have done 4 damage, so... if we hadn't cleared, we would have lost. I mean, it might still technically have been slightly better to just go ahead and put him on the 2-turn clock. But we had a chance to draw into stuff to clear the board, and, like, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages to both, probably. Let's go ahead and keep the bounce and try to go the bounce route, see if we can't complete the quest a little earlier. We want to draw into that other stuff later, I think. Need that Umbra, bro? I don't think she'd help, really. It's just a little too slow, perhaps. 99% win rate, 1% salt. That does sound like me. That sounds like me, typically. Mirror match, yeah. Sun Fury would be a good addition to this deck. That's actually a pretty good idea, Grim Patron. I don't hate that idea, man. That's an intriguing idea. Just to give me some defensive capabilities that we don't have right now, basically. That's really, really intriguing. Let's just weapon. We can take our time. He's on the engineer route, which is scary. We're going to have trouble. This might be a matchup we really have trouble winning, because we don't have enough board clear. And, I mean, we're getting close to the Shadowcasters already, but they do take a little while. Let's see what this gives me. A Shadow Step? Lotus Agents. Doesn't really do much for me. I don't really want to bounce the Novice. Well, I guess it's okay with Shadowcaster, because it's only going to cost 1. Yeah, this is alright. Let's bounce the Novice and see.
I hope you like my invention.
Eviscerate. Doesn't really help me much in this deck. Alright, we can play this and coin a Shadowcaster on it next turn, so we'll hold. When will you make a Discord server? I already have a Discord server, but it's only available to subscribers on Twitch. I need to have some benefits for my subs to reward them for their support, so that's how we're currently doing that, is with a Discord server. But you guys can always access me in plenty of other ways, right? There's all kinds of ways to reach me. So it's actually pretty cool that that leaves it there, right? Because normally when you bounce, you kind of lose the minion that you want to bounce. But with Shadowcaster, that's not a concern. You still get to keep it on the board, so you get to benefit from the stats. I mean, with Novice Engineer, clearly not that big a deal, but still pretty intriguing. Oh, that swarm of junk. Get out of here. Oh, that's actually a fortunate draw, because this was going to cost too much mana.
I hope you like my invention.
Drink with me, friend.
So we kind of need him to not be able to complete the quest.
You like my invention.
Because, you know, we don't have a way to discount it, really. That's a good draw. What's he at? He's at 2 out of 4, and he has it in hand. Yeah, we have to do this, I think. We can play 1 minion with a quest next turn. So hopefully some stuff lives. I think we need stuff to live. Hey, Regis, have you played the Elder Scrolls Legends? No, but it looks cool. A lot of people seem to like it.
You like my invention.
God, don't have prep. Just don't have prep. If he doesn't have prep, we can still win. If he has prep, I think we just lose. Did he top deck prep? Did he top deck a prep? No, he wouldn't be trading if he got prep, so that's good. He's going to be able to full clear, so we're only going to be ahead. Yeah, we're going to lose, I think. We're going to be behind too many minions. Is there any way I can clear his board and just hold on the quest for a second? I can trade Evis, SI. We'd leave up a 1-1. Play a few dudes. Weapon, Evis, SI. We leave up a 1-1. That's 5 mana. We could play a Firefly. So we'd have an SI and a Firefly up. We could quest next turn and play a Firefly and a Flame Elemental. It's just going to be hard to get ahead here. It's going to be really hard to get ahead. I think we have to do this, though, because you know he has quests, and he's going to turn these all into 5/5s, so we're killing 5/5s here pretty efficiently.
This guy's toast.
I think we go ahead and play this for sure, just in case. So he plays this 5/5, he trades here, that goes to 2, we get 1, maybe 2 5/5s. It's just going to be hard to get ahead. It's going to be hard to get ahead, because he has enough cards in hand that he can... Gonna vanish? Oh, he's just gonna shadow set. Why didn't he clear a minion first? That was kind of weird, I feel like. Did I miss something there? Shouldn't he have just Crystal Cord first and then traded and then pulled it back? Did I miss something, guys? Am I crazy? Is that a weird play? Did I see it wrong? So it's still going to be tough, I think, to keep up, but we're going to try our best. I guess that's the most valuable. Well, maybe that, actually. It's debatable. Which one is more valuable to kill to prevent future bounces, but... Alright, the thing is, we just can't play as many cards per turn as he can because our stuff's so expensive. Man, that sucks. Are we dead right now? Prep Vanish doesn't do it. That gets him real close. One more wins the game. That doesn't do it, though. I don't think we have any outs here. I don't think we have any way to clear. Backstab's definitely not going to do the trick. Can try something here, maybe. Man, Betrayal is about as good of an option as possible. But I don't think that's enough still. We lose. We got Sally, yeah. We got Sally for AoE. We can always Sally, backstab, eviscerate if we need to clear, but that's a pretty rare combo. I think this is just going to be a bad matchup for this particular deck. But remember, guys. We're not playing against Quest Rogues with this deck. These don't count. Because remember, the entire purpose of the Decksperiment here is to test what the deck would look like after the nerf. And that kind of Quest Rogue will not exist after the nerf. So we just don't have to worry about it. That's not a matchup. Remember, this is a different kind of Quest Rogue. This is post-nerf Quest Rogue we're in. We're living in this imaginary world where it's already been nerfed. And we're playing the new version. And they're playing the old version. They're living in the past. They're but faint memories of a bygone era where Quest Rogues sucked. So we don't have to stress about them anymore. Pretty good hand, I think. So let's see. Regis, make sure you play around your opponent's Nazoth. Yeah, Discord is like Skype or one of those kind of things, basically. Back at it with a transparent Mountain Dew, of course. What's the top rank you have been to? About like 225 or something, basically a legend. Top 225, somewhere around there. Oh my god, this hand. Jeez, okay. Regular Quest Rogue back at it. Regis dropping some knowledge about Rogue on you. Yep. The nerf will hurt this version too. Yeah, but way less. Like, right, we're not worried about hurrying. We're just chill with... I think we're going to need the bodies more than the Swashbuckler, so we're going to Firefly instead of... Yeah, I think we're going to need the bodies more, right? Because we're going to basically need to reload the board after we do all this stuff. Good reaction, Regis. Act like Quest Rogue doesn't exist. Exactly. That's the whole premise, right? So, why ignore the premise? I wonder what that is.
Drink with me, friend, shall we?
Vaporize. Nope. So this is going to be a fast quest. See, this will still happen occasionally in this version of the deck, right? Like, yeah, we'll need one more, but we actually have it anyway, don't we? We have 2 extra bounces. What are we at? Yeah, so we could actually complete regardless here, nerf or not. And this will still happen in my version of the deck, right? This is still a occasional thing.
Amazing.
I think I'd rather Shadow Step the Swashbuckler right than this. We have enough dudes now. Actually, maybe we need to Shadow Step this so that we have a minion to play the same turn as the Crystal Core. So if we get a 0-cost minion, we can actually do something with next turn. Crystal Core and get a 5/5. Yeah, let's go ahead and Shadow Step it now. It's not the highest value Shadow Step, right, because we only reduce 1 mana cost, but... But then you should always play the Crystal Core after 5 minions other of the same name. Yeah. Sure. This time we actually are going to, right? We're going to be playing it. This is exactly what we're trying to do this time. It's this is the 5th play of Firefly here. So we're doing exactly what you guys requested. We'll probably just play a bunch of dudes in Evis next turn, depending on how he trades here. I think we still have a little bit of the same problem as normal Quest Rogue, which a lot of people mentioned, by the way. I'm not tossing you guys under the bus here, where sometimes we just don't have enough gas to stay alive. Like, he's just smorking us, right? That's probably going to be similar. But I don't think it's a problem with the deck. I think it's just a problem with the archetype. In other words, it's not because we got greedy with late game. It's because it's just that's how it works. We're more worried about completing this quest as opposed to... Ooh. Does this help me ever? Not really, no. This kind of sucks. It all sucks. Just curious. Might have actually hurt me to spend that mana, honestly. We'll see. So let's see. If we put him to 22, we'll still have it if I trade, right? We'll have 20. We'll have done 5. It'll be at 22. So we'll have 23, actually. So yeah, let's go ahead and kill this. Just in case it matters. We'll still have Ice Block lethal. We gave him a card, but we also saved some damage, perhaps, on spell damage.
Well,
So who knows?
boys, make some room by the hearth, won't ya?
Andrew just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Wilson. Now I kind of regret trading, because we would be able to pop the block right now.
Let's show our guests a good time.
Here we go.
But he also would have cleared our board, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. I don't regret, because these would all be dead. So no. It's still the right play, regardless. So he has to kill me in 2 turns or Ice Block through a couple turns here. He might have it. It's just Secret Mage stuff, so... Doesn't really make much of a difference. That helps him a little, but we still pop the block and clears, so we're fine. The question is, do we die or not? Should be max safe here and do it this way. Should be fine. Should be fine. Regis, what are your thoughts on inducting Ultra Soul into the Hall of Fame? Well, if there's ever going to be like an honorary inductee, it certainly should be him. I know that much. So he's got to have a very exact combination of things here to win this game. Okay. That's probably not it, but... Pyroblast doesn't put him there. He's already used one real Fireball, so I don't think he can double Fireball. Fireball, Frostbolt, Ping doesn't put him there, but if you had some other, like, double Frostbolt, Fireball would do it. I don't know, he just needs a very exact set of answers here. What is this? Probably Counterspell? Very exact set of answers to make this work. Poor Regis is so dead. I don't know. Ooh, that's always nasty. Don't get something good. Don't get a secret. Shadow Visions. Really? He's gotten both Ice Blocks, though, so I think we're okay. I don't think he can get anything useful there. Other than lethal, perhaps, but then he wouldn't have any mana left, so... Suiciding. Yeah, sick. Yeah, he doesn't actually know that we weren't annoying Quest Rogue, which makes me a little sad. Like, he thinks we're annoying Quest Rogue. You didn't get to see the Nazoth come down, so... Maybe not the best matchup for our deck to shine. Rin Matthews says, do you think Blizzard should print a good neutral healing card next set? What do you think would happen if a card like Anti-Killbot came back? Yeah, we're lacking good neutral healing. There's only like Earthling Ring Farseer at this point, which just doesn't do enough. I think they don't want some classes to have that option, like Rogue, for instance. They seem to never want to give Rogue survivability tools. Oh boy, this is a good hand too. So, I don't know, they may not do it, but I think they should. Rogue would probably be more powerful with some healing. Hey Regis, how's the Decksperiment going? Honestly, I think we're winning a fair number of games so far. Surprisingly, with Nazoth and Quest Rogue. Somebody over said it's still Quest Rogue to them, which, yeah, it's still Quest Rogue. Nobody's denying that, but it's not traditional Quest Rogue. Only the first half of the deck looks anything like Quest Rogue. And even then, it's debatable with, like, Blood Mage Thalnos in there. That's a really weird card to see in Quest Rogue. So... that's actually not bad. The second half of the deck, though, does not look like Quest Rogue. That's for sure. 4-2? Is that right? That sounds about right, yeah. The one game we didn't count because it was Quest Rogue, so, you know. We're not at the highest rank right now, for sure, but still, people aren't bad. We're not playing bad players by any means. We're playing good players still. It's day 2, so rank 15 is a little higher than what you traditionally see probably on rank 15 late in the season. So we're going to complete here next turn, which puts me on a pretty good turn 5. This is actually the gross side of Quest Rogue. Again, this guy doesn't know that we're not Quest Rogue, so makes me kind of sad. Like, I feel dirty a little bit because I hate Quest Rogue so much. But why no patches? Honestly, we probably should have put patches, but we just kind of ran out of room. I didn't even think about it, but it's a pretty tight list anyway. I feel like it's a lot of stuff crammed in here. I mean, some stuff's probably not good, like Sergeant Sally. I don't really think Sergeant Sally is a great card, but we tried to make it work regardless. God, so much Druid junk. So we need all these to live. Swipe clearly is going to answer that pretty well, though, so we may not hit what we need. And this is not the best hand for Crystal Core, clearly. We might do it anyway, if we can sacrifice the tempo, but we need some cheap junk. We need some Fireflies to set off a chain here. Giant Anaconda will actually summon a minion, so that's going to be an interesting play. Looks like he doesn't have to swipe, so maybe he still does. He does. We can Crystal Core on an empty board, but I'd almost just rather play this 5/4, right? It's kind of the same thing. We can Crystal Core it later. Maybe we play Lotus Agents instead and get like a cheap body. These are all intriguing. I don't really know. Maybe Eviscerate's the most flexible, so we just take Eviscerate. It's debatable. It's a lot of damage too, which is important. Because we're probably going to need to catch up a little bit over the next couple turns. Savage Roar will win me the game, but we're going to win on bodies anyway, so we don't need Savage Roar. Halazeal is kind of intriguing too, because it's healing, but we'll win on bodies. I think it's fine. Win rate, I don't know. So far, probably 66% or so. But not that many games. Although we've been playing for an hour and a half. Man, it doesn't seem like it. That's crazy. 5 to complete, it didn't happen. Oh, wow! We didn't even pop the quest yet, but he already got tilted. That makes me sad. I almost want to like friend him and apologize. Makes me really sad. So the last few games we've won have really just been quest rogue wins. Which, you know, still cool. It's a good deck. But I kind of wish they were like N'Zoth wins. Those are going to feel way more legitimate to me. That's for sure. Way more legitimate.
Valir versus Mael.
None can escape my fury. Watch your back.
That's a pretty good hand. Can't wait till this deck goes away. Oh, come on. Cut me some slack, guys. I'm not playing Quest Rogue. I'm playing N'Zoth Rogue. It's a very big, important distinction there. We might be playing against a Quest Rogue here, it looks like. Which I think is, again, going to be a problem for us. The only way we're even close last time is just we hit the quest super early and we still got ran over. So we need to hit the quest super early again or we're just going to get smorked. Oh, Tempo Rogue of some sort. That might help us, actually. Morose is going to be clutch in this game, I think. Just a lot of stats, right? So I'm going to get him out as early as possible. Just to keep creating bodies to set up trades and stuff. Is there any way to combine Jade with Caverns Below? I don't really think you'd want to too much, because you kind of nerf the top end of your Jade curve a little bit. So, I mean, there's probably some way. We thought about putting in the Jade Swarmer, is that its name? I can't remember. Yeah, I might still be dead, Albasant. You might be right. This is a fast deck, but at least we have a better shot, I think. Because if we hit like a backstab... Oh, God. A lot of damage. But if we hit like a backstab and stuff, we can catch up. Shadowcaster's not going to help, probably. But, like I said with Morose, only Fan of Knives really blows this out. I don't know that he's going to run Fan of Knives in a tempo aggressive deck like this. He might. It's possible. We'll see. It's a good sign that we didn't get Fan of Knives yet. Like I said, these bodies are going to do a lot of trading, I think, so... As much as they're able to without the weapon shutting them out, but we'll catch up eventually. Here's where I wish we had patches, right? This is the game we need patches in the deck. Fan of Knives? No, but Jade Shuriken's also sick. Cool. No Fan of Knives, God, please. We're out swarming the Swarm deck right now, though. I kind of like it. All the Aggro Rogues I played today had Fan. Great. Good news. Thanks for breaking my heart, dude. He might get it off this hallucination, too, right? I don't think so. He would have snap grabbed it for sure. Shadowcaster doesn't help us here. Shadow Step, arguable. What's that going to be? Eviscerate Face? SI Face. That is a ballsy play. I like it. He understands his deck and he's going for it. It's really smart. We're going to eviscerate it, so we'll be able to punish a little bit, which is nice. It's kind of a dead draw, really. We're going to play it, I think, just to get bodies out, but it's not going to be important here. I think we're going to grab this Firefly back to start kicking off the chain. We need Quest to win, probably, still. And I just need the body. Rose value, dude. Where's that Savage Roar we got last game? That'd be nice right now. Right about now. Hey, Nightwear, how's it going? Parsa Panda says, congrats on getting your sub button. Probably going to sub soon. You deserve it. Thanks, dude. That's so kind of you to say. The next sub will actually be the 20th subscriber, so already getting up there. It's cool. I don't know how many I'm supposed to have, but 20 feels like a lot, so I'm greatly appreciative still at this point. For those of you that don't know what the sub button actually gets you, like if you subscribe, a lot of people are actually new to Twitch for me because they came from YouTube and stuff. Basically, it's you get some emotes, like I can show you. These are going to be the emotes for people who do the expensive subs. There's one more coming for people who do the regular sub. It's getting approved right now. I messed up the first iteration of it, but it's going to be like an orange-faced Regis to look like a legendary Hearthstone gem, etc. But you also get access to other benefits too. I have not comboed yet. I thought I'd comboed for some reason because I traded a minion in, but that's not how combo works. Probably just gonna trade in dudes anyway because our board's getting a little full. So I think we'll just trade in the Morose dudes and Shadowcast the Firefly here. So what are we at? 3 out of 4 on Firefly. Okay, so we don't actually have it yet. We need to draw another bounce. Fun fact, Regis has more. Yeah, that's right. How many J cards do you need to implement in order for it to be useful? It just depends on the deck, really, but like 4 to 6 has been the magic window for like Shaman. Druid is way more than that for Druid to work. You got to get the really big ones, so they need a ton. But Jade Idol cycling kind of takes care of that for you. I think you'd have to have at least 4 for it to make sense, really. Parsa will probably do, you know, my kind of standard RegisKillbin logo with Regis and holding the gun and stuff. That's at the, that's basically this one. I'm going to show you guys real fast. That face will probably be one of the emotes. Hi, Dad.
Aha!
Sucks. If we're dead, that sucks. I think I have to hit Quest to win here. No, we're just dead. Man, he got the right potion off Zeril. That sucks. If we hit Quest, we probably win. We needed the exact combination of stuff, but Shadowcaster and Quest Rogue. I know it's the Zoth Quest Rogue, but it seems really weird to put 2 Shadowcasters in such a deck. I don't know how you know it's weird. Is somebody else running this? I think it's all weird. I got Egg Nappers and Vilespine Slayers in Quest Rogue too, so I don't know. Maybe it's weird. Yeah, they actually make a lot of sense. I think they've been one of our better cards so far, to tell you the truth. It's just another bounce, and when you've got mid-range bodies like this, it seems to be working out pretty well. You can do some cool stuff too with just Vile Spines and SIs, and all of these Battle Cry style cards start to get really cool with Shadowcaster. Particularly because the 1/1s they drop are now 5/5s in Quest, so makes a lot of sense. Black Wolfa says, "Hey Regis, lovely to see you online." Thanks, dude. Against Priest, I think we're going to need bodies. I think we have to go the Firefly route. As much as I'd like to go the Swashbuckler route, too. Maybe Swashbuckler's a little better. I think we got to have the bodies, though, because there's Dragonfire potions and stuff that clear the board, so we need to be able to refill it consistently. I don't know. Let's see what our next draw is. That'll dictate a lot. Right now we have 2 bounces, so we don't have to worry about it anyway. We could maybe just throw down the Novice, too. So that's technically our 4th bounce, right? We can our 3rd bounce. We can get to 4 now. The question is, do we need which card do we pick to do it? Maybe Swashbuckler's best. I don't know what this is about, but it's some kind of shenanigan I don't like. So Swashbuckler can give me more answers to shenanigans for sure.
Here we go.
Need shenanigan answers. Who plays Zeril? Yeah, that's a blast from the past too, you're right. Regis, you know what Malakoi means? Nope, never heard that word in my life. I do not know what that means. I'm curious now though, you got my attention. That just looks like a town when I googled that. I don't know what that means. Oh, I misspelled it, that's why.
Aha!
So many options.
It means some sort of version of effeminate. Okay. I don't know why you're saying that, but that's cool. Perhaps you think I'm effeminate, which I would find very intriguing, given my giant beard. Do we just like coin the tentacles here to trade? We make a really nasty 4/5 for priest, having trouble to deal with. We can get to this shenanigan stuff later. I'm a little bit worried about that 4/3 for some reason. I don't know why. We probably don't have to be. Yeah, let's just do it. I don't really know what else to do. I'm a little worried about my health total, I guess, is why. Next turn we can Swashbuckle, Shadow Step. We can't do Shadowcaster and Swashbuckle yet, so maybe we just hold for a minute. What's your favorite class? Priest, probably lately. I don't know. I like them all, frankly. Rogue is honestly probably my least favorite. I think I have the least amount of ranked wins with Rogue.
You wish to live forever.
I mean, this is, like, annoying, but it's not that annoying, right? It's just not going to do that much work, I don't think. It's kind of funny that we both run it, though. That's actually really intriguing to me. We both happen to have Morose in our deck. Since we drew that cheaper bounce, let's go ahead and Swashbuckle this turn. Shadow form is pretty interesting. Priest is a beast. Yeah, that's true. Look at that orange beard. Says MX Galley, the manliest man you know. That's right. Regis is the bearded lady. Whatever works. You trying to say women can't have glorious beards, Regis? No, not that they can't. Simply that they don't typically. There's a difference there. Pretty important distinction. I missed a few follows here, it looks like, actually. I feel like I'm not hearing the sounds, maybe. Hope I am. But anyway, Syrian drops a lot. Icon, Incon HD, and Gotu. Gete. Thank you for the follows, guys. This is starting to get grosser now. Like, I'm a little worried about all this now. We need, like, Dragonfire Potion off these Swashbucklers. Shadow or Death might be helpful eventually. How do we want to do this? I guess just Shadow Steps are fine. Can also play a Shadowcaster. Actually, we could play the quest, I guess. Ooh, that's interesting. Do I quest for a 5/5, or do I just like Shadowcast for a 4/4? 4/4 is not very good against this board. Herald's actually interesting because they're no longer 1/1s, I guess, right? They're... Yeah, let's just Crystal Core now and then go ham next turn. He's got 1 5/5 to worry about. We can start Shadow Stepping the Firefly next turn too for more bodies, I think. Eggnapper into Herald is cool. Into N'Zoth. That's really interesting. Oh, he doesn't have Morose in his deck. Oh, okay. That explains why it's there. That's right. He had the Crystal Oracle. I didn't think he played a steel card yet, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course, it's gifted. Yeah. Thank you. I was wondering what on earth was going on. That makes a lot more sense. MX Galley says usually you get the quest done by turn 4. If you didn't notice from the deck list, this is not your everyday quest rogue just yet. So that doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't. He probably just had to silence something, so he picked his target right. But we got to clear some of this junk. Clearly, ooh, that's a good draw. Good freaking draw, dude. I think we'll just clear here. Like, take the trade. It's not a great trade, but it's a fine trade. The question is, do we Shadow Step this Vilespine or not? Do we need the stats, or would we rather have the cheap Vilespine to combo next turn? He has, what, 6, 7 on board? Not a ton of, like, shenanigan potential with... I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to hold the stats. We can Herald Volage if stuff lives. Shadow Step something else, maybe. Shadow Step N'Zoth later if we need to. We're just going to hold. I think I'd rather have the stats. Because he still has to use... He probably still has to kill me or he's worried about dying. Or kill my stuff, I mean. Shadow Word Death doesn't... We could have Death something too, I guess. I didn't think about that. Did we have the mana to Death and Vilespine? No, we didn't. I'd rather Vilespine then because it gives us stats. It's a clean Vilespine kill. Is he going to go face here or does he start trading? Like, isn't he worried about dying if he doesn't trade? Is he going to kill me in time? Like, there's a lot of math for him to do here. We just trade into the two biggest things. Try to stabilize a bit. What's that going to be? Acidic Swamp Ooze. That's gross, actually. Becomes a problem for me. So we can leave Morose alive for one more turn, maybe. Or actually, why don't we just Shadow Form, kill this, kill Morose. Leaves him with 4 damage. That was 5 mana we spent, so we could also play the Igneous. And even Shadow Step the Firefly again, too. Okay, let's try this. Would we rather have the Igneous or the... I think we'd rather have the Eggnapper, because these stats don't go away. Yeah, let's do this instead. This gives me the stats back. And another body. It's gonna be close, guys. It's gonna be... He's got 4 damage available. It's gonna be tough. Is the Eggnapper using Quest Rogue? No, not normally. Regis, I'm so happy Nax is out meme. Oh, Nax out meme will be real. Oh, definitely. That's gotta be great, isn't it? I forgot about that. That's great news. Is he gonna trade? No, just doing damage. Oh my god, we're down to 2. Can we... I don't think we have enough to clear here. We need, like, a taunt in the stack. Sunfury Protectors was a great suggestion. Oh, that actually means we can clear, I think, right? We Hero Power 1, trade, Eviscerate, we're at 2. So that's 4 mana, we'll have 5 mana remaining. We can Igneous Flame Ellie. So we're going to have 22 damage next turn, but we won't have lethal. So we just have to live for a couple turns here. N'Zoth is getting exciting, though. Herald Volage, also crazy and interesting. Like, very interesting. Bilefin's better? Yeah, maybe so. It's more typical, of course. Perhaps it is better than Sunfury. Same idea. Clearly has been more tested and refined than Sunfury in traditional Quest Rogues, but who knows if we're traditional. Alright, that's actually not that big of a problem. But how many Death Rattles have we had die? Just this Eggnapper, right? So I don't think N'Zoth is our answer here. We can Shadow or Death and do 15 and Herald, right? And this is gonna... I guess the summons 5/5s? Does anybody know? I don't know. It should. It should, I would think, but who knows. But Dragonfire Potion leaves me with a lot of damage on the board still, so I'm not even that worried about like Dragonfire, although I don't even know if this guy runs it. It probably still does, but I would have taken this one if I was him, by the way, I think. I don't know. It's harder for me to deal with. Surely it needs to become 5/5s, right? Yeah, okay. That's kind of what we thought. Bolash is crazy! This is really good all of a sudden. So Holy Nova clearly still lethal, if that's what he's got. He shouldn't be able to Potion of Madness anything, because it's all 5 attack. Oh my god, that Eviscerate draw is the only thing that kept us in the game. Oh, a Backstab would have as well. Sergeant Sally would not have. Whew. Harold Volage Quest Rogue, guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. I think we're doing some good work, guys. We're winning a lot of games. It's the only time Harold has been used by Quest Rogue. Kahoob says, love you, Regis. I've never watched live before. Well, welcome, dude. Nax out, guys. Nax out. That was my favorite era of Hearthstone. First ever new cards. Like, that was so exciting. We've been playing with the same junk for months and months, and suddenly we got new cards. Wow, that was so much fun. I got a lot of people who are trying to turn this into Quest Rogue in chat. Guys, if we wanted to run a Quest Rogue deck, a normal Quest Rogue deck with chargers and a lower curve, we'd play Quest Rogue. That's not to the spirit of a Decksperiment. We're trying something different. We're trying something new. We're not trying the same old stuff. We know Quest Rogue works. It's a great deck. It works really well. I'm not trying to test that. I'm trying to test something different to see if this can work. And a lot of times it's going to fail, and that's totally fine. That's actually fun, too, is when stuff really fails. I really like when stuff fails, because that you learn from it, right? You grow from those experiences. I don't really know what to do this game. We don't have a lot of good playable stuff here. This dies to Jade Claws, which means it can't be our bounce card if it does, but the Flame Elementals are really one of our... It's really one of our go-tos anyway, so... Yeah, Blob, I'm not against patches at all. We've talked about that one a few times. I too think patches makes a lot of sense. I'm not talking about anybody specifically or any any specific comments. There's just a lot of comments coming through about...
Here we go.
Does this get hexed, by the way? Like, is that a thing that happens? A lot of comments. It's not just you. It's like a million different people commenting about changes. Which I like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shut out suggestions. It's just a lot of the suggestions seem to be pointing towards the same thing, which is making the list, like some people saying remove N'Zoth, cut Shadowcasters, is Eggnapper really very good in Quest Rogue, those kinds of things. It's like, no, of course not. Of course it's not good. We don't know. That's what we're testing. I can't wait to get my dust back from Rogue Quest. Yeah, that's going to be nice for a lot of people, isn't it? This needs to die eventually. Because we're at... I think we just Eggnapper re-weapon, don't we? Just trade, leave the healing totem up. We're in an okay spot. All these death rattles are actually working pretty good. I like Lyra Priest, but I have no Lyra. Well, that's going to be tough, Sonic, I gotta admit. That's going to be a tough one to figure out. Poor Warlock. I've played 200 games in the last few weeks, and 4% were against Warlock. Yeah, it's in a tough spot for sure. No doubt about that. This looks like a pretty good Vile Spine to me. Swashbuckler was a clutch draw because I don't have to use the Shadow Step. I basically don't have to commit to the Shadow Step now. I just get to use whatever I want. This is basically that game where I said, even if we don't go for quest and we play against a bit of a faster deck, hopefully we can just sort of out-tempo them. We'll see if that still holds true. It's Evolved Shaman, right? So there's always Doppelgangster Evolve crap. Well, I don't know 100% that it's Evolved Shaman, I guess. Looks like it with Flame Tongue and all this stuff, but it could actually still be. How many Flame Lilies? I think we can get quest done, right? With Shadow Steps here? Yeah, okay. In fact, can we play it this turn? I wanted SI, but if we can go ahead and do quest, we'll just do quest to get 2 5/5s. That's 100% okay. And this is a cool combo, by the way. We just don't have a lot of cards though, so we're gonna figure something out. Yeah, I've posted 9 1,000 or less dust decks actually for Ungirl. All 9 classes I made a budget deck list. They're on my YouTube if you guys are looking for them. So this just like blows up his whole board, right? Like we should wait to use this, I think. Sergeant Sally, Ancestral Healing. It's pretty crazy the interactions you can find when you got Swashbucklers in play. Ooh, interesting. I might have to do this now, though, to get this combo off. Because we can do a lot with the board this way. So in other words, we need to Ancestral Healing first, and then SI to get its combo off. Like, we lose the Sergeant Sally, but this can still be an interesting line just to play her as a body, right? We don't have to. But I want to Shadow Cast the SI7 agent for next turn, too. So we can taunt up this 5/5, for instance. And then we'll SI trade into the 3/3 probably.
This guy's toast.
It's because it's the most stats. Honestly, though, the SI7 agent's a pretty intriguing clear, too. He runs Maelstrom Portal, but that's not going to do enough. We'll just clear the biggest body. Should be fine. And then I think we grab this SI7 agent again because it's just got the most stats. It's not the best grab in the deck, right? There's better grabs in the deck. But a 1-mana 5/5 that does 2 damage, this is like a 1-mana Flame Elemental, Fire Elemental. That's pretty sick. That mattered a little bit. It saved him a 1-attack minion here, for sure. That's a lot of crap. We might just have to start going face here. We can do 12 this turn, like leave Sergeant Sally up. Although, no, Bloodlust wins the game if we take that route. Like, we kind of have to address the board a little bit. We played a little too much stuff. Like, I think we Sergeant Sally and we trade a little here. Just to deny Bloodlust. We can probably leave this up for 1 turn. Trade into the biggest guy here, kill Thalnos with the weapon, trade into a 1/2 and kill another 1/2, just so that Bloodlust doesn't beat us, and then we let Sally resolve the board. He'll trade into Sally a little bit. We'll have enough bodies left over to probably just win the game, I think. We don't have lethal yet. We have 13. We're really close, though.
This guy's toast.
Darkness.
So how much is Bloodlust here? It's 3 times 5 is 15 plus 4, so we do have to kill at least 1 more. So this makes Bloodlust 12 plus 3 is 15, plus he's double Jade Lightning. I think we're safe here. He can't summon a Patches. He's used both Jade Claws. I'm going to kill this Patches just because I can, but I don't think we had to. And I didn't kill the Thalnos because I don't think Maelstrom Portal damage matters here much, and it gives him a card, and he kind of has to commit to the play before. In other words, he can't get Bloodlust off the top and then draw the card. He has to draw the card and then figure it out. Devolve, I don't really care about. Oh my god.
That's incredible.
I don't think, is that bad for me or good for me? I guess it's bad for me because we would have had lethal otherwise, but come on, dude. That's actually insane. Does this go off first? Or does this go off first? Makes a big difference. This goes off first. Okay. I can live with that. This off would be a... Oh my god, really? It's bad for me, it turns out. If we had top decked any minion, I think we would have been okay, but now we have trouble. God dang it. Now we're in a big spot of trouble. Shadowcaster is also useless. Man. In fact, I don't think I can play it. I think we have to wait to do a bunch at once, which just sucks because we're gonna die. 2 dead draws. Any minion that does something. Swashbuckler, Firefly, anything. I mean, even a Gadgeted Ferryman is not terrible because we can at least, like, get some stats on the board. Man. We lost an easy win there, guys. Oh, God almighty. Really, dude? Ah! So I think I can Shadow Step the Shadowcaster to play her again, right? Doesn't really help me much, though, I guess. I don't know. It helps me next turn, but not this turn, I suppose. I don't know. Gives me some... These suck because they're cycle cards, so I can't play them without having everything else dead. So there's no... We're just deading. It doesn't matter. Man, that Doomsayer sucked, guys. That Doomsayer sucked. We would have had lethal if it wasn't for the Doomsayer, clearly. Oh, man. Man, I gotta play... I was gonna quit on that game if we won, but we'll play one more game. Then we're gonna do an arena run. I'm still fairly happy with this deck, though. I think it's cool. Clearly it needs some work. I wish I could Feminist, but I can't. Clearly, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's intriguing. I think we're learning that Quest Rogue doesn't necessarily have to be dead. When you can do Shadowcasters and stuff to get extra bounces in your hand and pretend that you need 5. You can still do some work. Sergeant Sally Arena. Yeah, maybe. I feel like we picked her in Arena Run fairly recently, but not exactly lately. There's a chance we just Firefly, right? But I think we're okay. Crackling Razor Maw is going to happen. I'm just glad he didn't hit Alley Cat. We could have coined a weapon too. It might have been worth it with Crackling Razor Maw potential, but we'll have to see. I would be more worried about it, but we do have backstabs and we do have eviscerates and stuff. We don't have chargers is the only thing. Yeah, we probably should have coined weapon now that we know. Like, I don't know why I ever doubted. I've never seen a hunter miss Crackling Razor Maw on turn 2, so I shouldn't at all be surprised.
I hope you like my invention.
Alright. I think that this will be the future of Quest Rogue. It could, if it would be any more competitive. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Like, what does Quest Rogue look like later on? Yeah, we're just dead now. We need to hit, like, exactly backstabs. We definitely could have coined out and we didn't, so it's our own fault, but that's probably the best draw available to me right now. It might even be worth Shadow Stepping, honestly. No, I guess the stats on board are worth just as much. Do we Shadow Step the Firefly? No, we don't have to commit to these. We're not on a quest plan right now, we're on a stay alive plan, so I think I'm okay to hold. He's clearing, okay. It's actually a fairly slow play. That buys me a little time. I'm happy to see that. Happy to see that. This is some good stats on the board, too. Again, we're not looking for quests yet. Like, yeah, we've played a dude, but that's... We haven't wasted any bounce yet. This is pretty good with these Egg Nappers and stuff, too, and the Igneous. Just getting cheap Death Rattle minions for an eventual N'Zoth. But This is going to be too slow for this game without a taunt Death Rattle. You know, a taunted Death Rattle, like the Infested Tauren, could really help this deck, maybe. It would be like a big 5/5 taunt that summoned a 5/5 when you killed it, which would suck for you, and then N'Zoth would that way bring back a 5/5 taunt too, because right now when we play N'Zoth, he just doesn't do anything. Oh, it's weird that he left 2 of these up to enable a kill. I don't know if I feel good about that, but then we can't really kill Tundra Rhinos, so I guess it works out okay for him. Because we just get hit in the face with a, as it stands right now, we just get hit in the face with a Savannah Hymen. We haven't drawn any of our spells yet. No backstabs, no evis, so we're in trouble. We probably take 11 damage to the face here and lose the game. Leaving up a Tundra Rhino is just suicide, yeah. That's exactly what happened. But we didn't have a choice. Shadow Step's not going to do the trick. Garbage hand. This is not a good play, obviously. I'm just goofing. Just suiciding.
Let's show our guests
To win this game, just time escape and concede. Coining Weapon might have kept us in that game, but I don't know. His curve was pretty smooth. We probably still would have had trouble. Without the taunt, without the heal that we've talked about a lot, I just don't think we were going to win this one ever. Friends list is full for those asking. Regis, about how many packs should I buy to get the most of GVG/new expansion after the new pack changes? I don't know the answer to those kinds of questions. There are definitely some people out there who can tell you and make really good recommendations. But unfortunately, I'm not one of them, so I don't know. There's probably a good answer, but I don't have it. You're dead, says Albasan. That's a good summary of what just happened, I think. Hey, Bloodshot Kai, how's it going, man? Thanks again for the a subscription, dude. Much love. We're up to 19 subscribers, so the next subscriber will be subscriber number 20. 20 subs at that point. Okay, guys, so I think that wraps it up for the Control Quest Rogue. I mean, we had some trouble there at the end, but we also won a lot of games early, too. I'm not sure it's a bad deck. If I was going to make changes, they'd probably look like... I think I'd take those 2 cards off right off the bat. I think you might just need stuff like this, or actually maybe just Defender Vargas is better. Oh my god, I cannot type. I don't know for sure which is better. This might fit a little better for curve considerations. And a lot of people are saying, Bilefin Tidehunters, which, that's, of course, what Quest Rogue runs to satisfy that need for taunts. But I don't think that's going to work as well here, because sometimes it's just a 1/1 taunt, and we're not completing the quest as early and as consistently. So you can still get value of Defender Vargas with stuff like Shadowcasters and Igneous Elementals, These can be like 3/4 taunts and 5/5 taunts. So I think you're better off running a taunt giver to taunt your other minions, even like Gadgets and Ferryman, right? Like, it's not a bad minion to taunt. Youthful Brewmaster is probably not perfect, but still you can do it. So they might give you a little more flexibility than would, say, the Bilefin Tidehunters. Plus, they do make your minions 6/6s when you taunt them instead of 5/5, so that could make a difference. So that's probably one change I'd make. I don't really felt like maybe Thalnos was a failed card a little bit. Oops, Eviscerate worked okay. I liked Eviscerate, but maybe you cut the Thalnos. I don't know what you add in its place, but I feel like just swarms were hurting us a lot. So maybe Fan of Knives, although that's a lot worse without Thalnos, so I'm not sure. But a Fan of Knives could do the work. Maybe something like this would be a little bit better. I'd still like to have some preps in here, but I don't know where you find the room, so who knows? We haven't played enough games, haven't experimented enough to really say what's going to work and what's not, so I'm not sure. Anyway, that's probably where I'd end up with the list, but still, fairly successful Decksperiment. I'm happy with how that went. And there you go. That was the Quest Control Rogue. maybe it works out okay. Maybe Quest is good enough to still do some work, even in the later portions of the game, if you don't hit it that consistently. And I guess there are still those opportunities to really high roll into the Quest early and dominate like you would anyway. So maybe Quest Rogue won't be totally dead after the nerf after all. If some people can piece together a slightly better version of a list like this one, maybe the deck could still find some success. All that said, if you guys have any thoughts, comments, or questions on this deck or the way I played it, please leave them in the comments below. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, game on.